What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason and Joe here, reviewing a record today, talking about the new album from King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard, a band known for releasing a ton of music. It's actually been a long time by their standards. Their last one, was it last year? It's been a minute for them. They got a new one out this week called Flight b741. I'm a moderate fan. I can't say that I'm ever super excited for new King Gizzard, but I always check them out and yeah, figured do the same with this one.
Yeah, they're a weird band to like love for me because everything they do is completely different than what they did before. So it's always a fun surprise to see what genre they're going to tackle. And as far as I know, who knows actually, they could have 12 albums like this and maybe I missed them. But this is really the first time that they've explored. I don't know what the hell type of music this actually is. It's got some like southern rock, some bayou, some blues. I think Stephen Hayden, the music critic, said it was Chuglan music, and yeah, I can hear that in here.
I don't know. I think they have dabbled in this from time to time. Probably not to this extent before, but there's touches of this on records like Fishing for Fishies and Paper Mache, maybe. But yeah, this is their first time that they've gone as all in with this sound. The record opens with some twangy guitar, Americana, almost like Grateful Dead vibes a little bit on the first track, Mirage City, and definitely picking up some Blitz and Trapper in there as well. So like some, you know, uh, indie rock via Americana, and that sets up a record full of rustic indie rock type of stuff. It's closer to what I normally like than their normal output. Like a lot of times they're doing psych rock, or sometimes they're doing metal or psych metal, whatever they're dabbling in. That's normally not the kind of music I like or gravitate towards. This is closer to what I normally like, but I'm not sure that them doing this is entirely working for me. I think part of the problem is like so much of what King Gizzard does well is their musicianship and their playing. And I mean, people might argue with this statement, but I don't think that their strength is really songwriting in a traditional sense, like the chords and the words. It's more about riffage, musicianship, playing, recording, building up an atmosphere, the way they layer things and make things sound, sonic experimentation. I think those are more of their strengths. But here they're venturing into a more song-heavy genre, and I think maybe they aren't quite equipped to do that. I think on this record, the songs aren't really winning it for me. There's still a lot of interesting things to listen to here and cool things happening, and I think they do their best to fill the space. Field of Vision has a pretty ripping riff with a nice stomp to it. Hog Calling Contest is like this blazing fast romp. La Risque has a little bit of a Black Keys feel to it, a little boogie rocker with some harmonica. Rats in the Sky has a nice bounce to it. There's a lot more harmonica on the title track as well. That one's a little like Amorica-esque Black Crows. I don't get a ton of like soul from the vocals. The vocals to me seem a little mechanical or clinical. There's cool guitar playing, some interesting musicianship happening. I just don't think it's not enough to really satisfy what I want from this kind of record that they're going for. I wish that it had a little more song structure at their core, a little more soul in their performances rather than their kind of more clinical, technical playing.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, literally everything you just said relates exactly to what I've written. And I think maybe that's a weakness of the band that the influences are so clear. Like literally Mirage City, Grateful Dead, La Risque, Black Keys, Flight B741, Black Crows. Like it literally the exact same things that you're hearing. 100% on the vocals. I think that is the band's weakness, is they don't have a strong lead singer. And I think for some genres that doesn't really matter. But for an album like this, once they get past those first couple tracks, where it's more of a group vocal thing, which is I think where the Grateful Dead uh, sound really comes from, Mirage City. Real nice bright lead, great group vocals, very Grateful Dead sounding, maybe a stronger lead, like a little Southern rock type of rock guitar lead on that. Same with Antarctica. It's got some of that, I don't know exactly who they're going off of. I hear some like Ted Nugent and even Zeppelin and Black Keys, of course, just with the boogie and the groove of a lot of things, a lot of that harmonica. But everything that they're doing sort of has too similar a reference that they're drawing from, where it's like kind of obvious. And I think it hurts them because then you're just comparing their songs to some of the great artists of all time. And you're never going to win that battle if you're being compared to Grateful Dead. And, I get some like Rolling Stones from the 70s on Field of Vision. With the Black Crowes, you get, okay, so are they going off the Faces? Are they going off the Stones? Raw Feel has that kind of Zeppelin bluesiness to it, something like later Zeppelin when they're grooving a little bit more. Same with Daily Blues. And after the first couple tracks, Mirage City and Antarctica, where they're doing more of the group vocal, then you really start to notice the lack of strong lead vocalist. And you're getting some cool riffs, definitely some great, grooves, some nice playing. Hog calling contest where they up the tempo, I think is good. Maybe would like a little more of that just to separate them from like sounding too much like the Black Keys a little bit when they start to just kind of get into that groove. And you get a little too much of the Black Keys, I think, in some of these songs. Um, yeah, a track like Sad Pilot, like you need some kind of like Chris Robinson figure to like really take hold of these songs and push them into like another level. And I don't know, I think maybe they just need to do the same genre a couple times so that they can hone those songwriting chops a little bit more. Probably my favorite album from them is Nonagon Infinity, where it's more that psych style. They're a very hard band to love for me because they're just all over the place. They sometimes get a little gimmicky in my mind. Like you liked Butterfly 2001. I think you gave it 4 stars and it was in your top 25 of the year, 2022 or 2021 or whenever it came out. I thought Omnium Gatherum was really good, but I don't know, sometimes when they lock into these styles, it's just you notice their lack of songwriting a little too much and they just can't elevate it over like a good sound, good playing, but yeah, they need something else. They need something other than just copying other music to get them over the hump into like great. I'm at 3.5 stars for Flight B741. I liked it and I wanted to like it more, and it just didn't quite get over the hump where I feel like I'm going to go back to it. It makes me want to listen to this style of music, but I think I'd rather listen to, Working Man's Blues or, Physical Graffiti or Black Crowes or just, I'll listen to them if I want this style, CCR of music. It's just a little too much of just copy and paste.
I'm at a low 3.5 as well. I don't know. I think, they're so adept at doing different styles. Like, why not pull in other things? Like, you could decide, okay, we're gonna do this kind of Americana, Southern rock, boogie rock kind of thing for this record. Have that be the template, but still pull in some of the synths from Butterfly 3000. Still have a psych excursion in the middle of a track. Have some twists and turns rather than just kind of like laying it down. No surprises. I think that's the problem. It's just like once the template is set on the first track, you know what you're in store for the rest of the record, and yeah, there's nothing really shake you out of that.
Which is why I think Omnium Gatherum was more successful in my mind because it jumped around to all these different genres and it was a surprise and they were pulling stuff from their whole back catalog and doing like a rap song and weird stuff like that. Where it's just a little more interesting and kept you on your toes a little bit more than just falling into this template where it's just like we cannot deviate from the sound of our forefathers at all, and not even for one iota. And I think some of their personality kind of gets stripped away. If they even have a personality. I don't even know what their personality is at this point, but weirdness is kind of like what I expect from them, and you don't get that here.
Yeah, there's nothing weird about this record at all. I get except maybe like the pigs on the airplane idea. Let us know what you think of this record. Drop it in the comments, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, check the video description for our Patreon and social media and merch. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.